Hi, everyone, and welcome to my channel, where I explore the most fascinating and mind-blowing topics. In this video, I'm going to answer one of the most asked questions in the history of humanity: when will we be able to time travel? Time travel is a concept that has fascinated us for centuries, and has been featured in countless books, movies, and TV shows. But is it possible in reality? And if so, how and when can we do it? Let's find out. First of all, we need to understand what time travel means. Time travel is the idea of moving between different points in time, either to the past or to the future. But how can we do that? Well, according to one of the most famous scientists of all time, Albert Einstein, time is not absolute, but relative. This means that time can move at different rates for different observers, depending on their speed and gravity. This phenomenon is called time dilation, and it has been proven by experiments. For example, clocks on airplanes and satellites run slightly slower than clocks on Earth, because they are moving faster and are farther from the Earth's gravity. This means that people on airplanes and satellites are traveling slightly faster into the future than people on Earth. But this effect is very small, and not noticeable in everyday life. However, if we could travel at very high speeds, close to the speed of light, or near very strong gravitational fields, like black holes, then the effect would be much bigger. For example, if we could reach 99% of the speed of light and spend a year traveling around the solar system, we would find that 100 to 200 years have passed on Earth when we return. This means that we would have traveled far into the future. So, traveling into the future is possible in theory, but we need very advanced technology to do it. We don't have any spacecraft that can reach such high speeds yet, but maybe in the future we will. But what about traveling into the past? Is that possible too? Well, this is where things get more complicated and controversial. According to some solutions of Einstein's equations of general relativity, which describe how space and time are connected, there are some scenarios where we could create loops in space and time that would allow us to go back in time. These scenarios involve things like wormholes, which are hypothetical shortcuts between 2 points in space and time, or rotating black holes, which are black holes that spin very fast. However, these scenarios are very speculative and hypothetical, and we don't know if they exist or if they can be used for time travel. Moreover, they would require enormous amounts of energy and exotic forms of matter that may not exist in this universe. And even if they did exist and we could use them for time travel, we would face some paradoxes and problems. For example, what if we went back in time and changed something that would affect our present or future? What if we prevented our own birth or killed our grandfather? How would that affect our existence? This is called the grandfather paradox, and it is one of the most famous paradoxes of time travel. One possible way to avoid this paradox is to assume that there are parallel timelines that branch off every time we make a choice or change something in the past. This means that if we went back in time and killed our grandfather, we would create a new timeline where we don't exist, but our original timeline would still exist where we do exist. This way, we wouldn't erase ourselves from history. But this also raises some questions. How many parallel timelines or universes are there? How do they interact with each other? Are they all equally real? These are some of the questions that scientists and philosophers are still debating. So, to sum up, traveling into the future and past is possible in theory, but we need very advanced technology to do. So what do you think? Will we be able to travel in time? Comment below and subscribe.